What is going on, everyone? Tis Miyanovich, and I welcome you to the main dojo, the place where we process the raw struggles of men in an unprecedented paradigm. There is something inside of you that wants you to be more than what you are. But there also may be something inside of you that wants you to go down. And for some of us, that means going down for good. So, remove your ego, drop your bullshit, become vulnerable, and step into the dojo, mate. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Mang Dojo. 'Tis good to be back. I was out in the world, doing the things, making the stuff happen. Quantity over quality is what we're going to end up doing here on the Mang Dojo. Quite busy right now for the old Miyanovich, and so I'm going to get to episodes when I can get to them. I have a really awesome interview series with a heck of a world beater today, Chris Duffin, and Chris's bio deserves its own standalone episode, so that's what we're going to do today. There's just too much with Chris Duffin to fit into some fucking 2-minute soundbitey thing. So we're going to do the Chris Duffin bio introduction here on its own. You'll notice when you listen to the series, I start off the interview by saying that I was going to try to avoid all of Chris's physical accomplishments to concentrate on the mental and emotional side of life, which Chris also has a lot to say about. As you will see, just talking for a few minutes about the physical turns into 50 minutes of me talking about the physical. So, lesson 1, when talking with Duffin, it's impossible to not talk about physical ability and physical accomplishments. He's just done so many amazing things. Just quite impossible. I tried, everybody. So, Mang Dojo, let me introduce you to Chris Duffin. Chris Duffin is a world tier strength athlete, business leader, professional coach, engineer, inventor, industrial designer, entrepreneur, author, and a human optimization analyst. Although he is all of these things, Chris has recognized for himself that his vocation is to help people to live their best life through strength, resilience, and physical optimization. Above all of these labels, however, Chris would place his role as a father and a husband as his most important endeavor. Chris is most well known for his presence in the world of physical strength, athletic performance, athletic biomechanics, and sports-related injury recovery. He is the previous owner of Kabuki Strength, an innovative equipment design and strength coaching company. Kabuki led the market in innovative design for strength equipment with products like the Duffin bar and the Q-bell, designs created by Chris himself. With Kabuki, Chris created equipment and provided consultation for a very high percentage of teams in Major League Baseball and in the National Football League. Chris lost his company, Kabuki Strength, to one of his investing partners at a series of unfortunate events. It was a major blow to the world of strength and strength-related equipment. The details of this takeover are not being covered in this podcast. In the realm of strength and powerlifting, Chris Duffin was the #1 powerlifter in the world for about 8 years straight. Outside of official powerlifting meets, Chris has set a number of world lifting records. Among them are the following. He is the only human to have deadlifted and squatted both over 1,000 pounds. That's 1,000 pounds for each lift. He squatted 1,001 pounds for 3 reps. Chris has also deadlifted 405 pounds for 42 reps in 60 seconds. That's a total of 17,010 pounds in 60 seconds. You can see through these examples why people listen to Chris when it comes to physical and mental strength. He is an extraordinarily rare weightlifter. If you want to benefit from Chris's experience and knowledge, he essentially offers most of it for free. On the platform Skool, Skool, Chris has started a forum community called Endless Evolution with Duffin. The community is excellent, there is zero drama, and the information available for those looking to optimize themselves is amazing. There is a lot of information about health and wellness. It's not just about training and lifting. Perhaps the most striking thing about Chris is the almost unbelievable story of his upbringing. Chris had highly intelligent, eccentric parents who struggled with mental health issues. Chris's mom did not want to be a part of society, and along with her husband, Chris's stepfather, they committed to off-grid living in the mountains of Northern California. What began as a commitment to homesteading led into the attempt to grow marijuana illegally and an attempt to enter the drug trade. There was a Netflix series that was produced in 2018 that covered the Northern California marijuana trade. This series was called Murder Mountain. This film documented the dangerous and seedy reality of those involved in the marijuana trade in Humboldt County, California. Chris's family mostly operated and lived in Trinity County, 50 miles from Humboldt, in a more remote location. This placed Chris's upbringing into the world of serial killers, human trafficking, police corruption, murderers, drug running, drug abuse, imprisonment, etc. Chris essentially grew up homeless, living outside of structures, lashing beams across trees so that the family could sleep away from rattlesnakes, living in abandoned buildings with no windows or doors, living in trailers, in the backs of trucks, tent living, all with a family of 6. Chris has 3 younger sisters, and all of this experience includes living outside during harsh winters. Eventually, Chris's mother was arrested. His stepfather ran off into the wilderness, and Chris and his 3 sisters were taken by the local police and put into Child Protective Services. It turns out that the local sheriff and half of the police force were involved in a human trafficking ring. This is where Chris's sisters ended up, in a human trafficking network. Chris's mother was the one who figured this out, which led to getting the kids back under her care. That sheriff and half of the police force were subsequently arrested. Chris and his sisters ended up back with their parents. His parents left the drug trade in order to stabilize the family. But the mental illness and mental dysfunction that was inherent to his parents worsened, and the situation deteriorated again when Chris was attempting to put himself through college. So, while Chris was working full-time and putting himself through college, he had to take custody of his 3 sisters so that they had a safe place to live. Chris ended up getting his degree in engineering while he worked full-time and raised and supported his 3 siblings. If you are interested in learning more about Chris's story, you can read about it in his book, The Eagle and the Dragon. In addition to the Mang Dojo podcast, you can also watch or listen to Lex Friedman's podcast, number 207, which is an extensive interview with Duffin. You can find all things Chris Duffin on his website, chrisduffin.com. Now, without further ado, you can transition over to the next episode in order to listen into my conversation with the mad scientist of strength and resilience, Chris Duffin. Step into the dojo, man. What is going on, everyone? Tis Miyanovich, and I welcome you to the Mang Dojo, the place where we process the raw struggles of men in an unprecedented paradigm. There is something inside of you that wants you to be more than what you are. But there also may be something inside of you that wants you to go down. And for some of us, that means going down for good. So, remove your ego, drop your bullshit, become vulnerable, and step into the dojo, mate.